When we dream of America's great cities, we picture Times Square, Hollywood, the Golden Gate Bridge, images that have become symbols of hope, excitement, and endless possibility. These are the scenes we see in movies, on glossy postcards, and in travel ads, promising adventure and wonder at every turn. We arrive with itineraries packed with famous sights, expecting a land of opportunity and energy. We imagine ourselves swept up in the vibrant pulse of the city, surrounded by dazzling lights, towering skyscrapers, and the buzz of people chasing their dreams. But just beyond the tourist hotspots, another reality quietly unfolds, one that rarely makes it into the travel guides or Instagram feeds. On sidewalks, under overpasses, and in city parks, the homelessness crisis is a stark and sobering part of the urban landscape. It's a reality that coexists with the glamour, often just steps away from the crowds. This isn't the America in travel brochures, but it's real and demands our attention. The contrast between wealth and poverty is impossible to ignore, and it challenges us to look deeper. To truly know a city, we must look past its monuments and see the people living in its shadows. Every city has stories that go untold, hidden behind the bright lights and iconic facades. Some stories are of triumph, others of struggle. There are moments of kindness, resilience, and hope, even in the face of adversity. As we explore these destinations, let's keep our eyes and hearts open, noticing those who are often invisible. It's easy to walk by, but a second glance can reveal a world of humanity and connection. We'll listen, learn, and discover the quiet dignity that persists even in hardship. Every person has a story, and every story matters. This journey may not be typical, but it will change how you see these cities, and maybe the world. By looking beyond the postcard, we find a deeper, more honest understanding of America, and perhaps a greater sense of empathy for those we meet along the way. In the heart of Los Angeles, just steps away from the glittering stars of the Walk of Fame, I met Maria. The city buzzed with tourists and dreamers, but Maria's presence was quiet, almost invisible to the crowds passing by. She sat on a piece of cardboard, her entire life packed into a shopping cart beside her. Her eyes were gentle, but there was a wariness in them, a look that comes from years of being overlooked and forgotten. Years of being ignored had made her cautious, but when I stopped to listen, something changed. Slowly, she began to open up, sharing her story with a quiet dignity that demanded respect. Maria once worked as a caregiver, tending to the elderly with patience and compassion. She loved her job, found purpose in helping others, and lived a simple, contented life in a modest apartment. But when her employers passed away, Maria lost not just her job, but the sense of stability she had built over the years. Suddenly, her world shifted. At 58, she found that finding new work was nearly impossible. Age discrimination and a lack of opportunities closed doors at every turn, leaving her feeling invisible in a city full of people. Her savings, carefully set aside over decades, vanished quickly under the weight of LA's soaring rent. Before long, she was evicted, forced to leave behind the place she called home. "I never thought it would be me," she whispered, her voice trembling. "It happens so fast. One day you're working, the next you're out here." Maria's story isn't about bad choices or mistakes. It's about misfortune, about how quickly life can unravel. It's a powerful reminder that homelessness can happen to anyone, regardless of how hard they've worked. She misses the simple things most of us take for granted. A hot shower at the end of the day, the safety of a locked door, the comfort of cooking her own meal in her own kitchen. As we talked, the city's constant noise seemed to fade away, leaving only Maria's quiet strength and resilience. Her hope, though battered, still shone through. Maria is not just a statistic. She's a person with a name, a history, and a longing for dignity. She holds on to memories and dreams of a better future, even in the face of hardship. Behind every face you see on the street is a story like Maria's, a story of hope, loss, and the enduring human spirit. San Francisco dazzles with beauty and innovation, but just blocks from postcard views, a different city emerges. In the Tenderloin, tents and shelters line the streets, and the air is heavy with struggle. The wealth of the tech world stands in stark contrast to the poverty nearby. This duality is impossible to ignore, prosperity and hardship side by side. It forces us to ask, how can so much wealth and poverty coexist? The city's identity is shaped not just by its highlights, but by its struggles. Acknowledging this truth adds depth and humanity to our understanding of San Francisco. The Golden Gate's beauty is real, but so are the lives lived in its shadow. Why is homelessness so visible in America's richest cities? It's a perfect storm. Sky-high rents put even modest apartments out of reach for many. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. A lost job or medical bill can mean disaster. Available jobs are often low-wage and insecure. Mental health and addiction issues left untreated make stability nearly impossible. These aren't moral failings, they're public health crises. Without support, people fall through the cracks. The cycle is vicious. No home, no job, no job, no home. It's not one cause, but a collapse of multiple systems. Understanding this web is the first step toward real solutions. To truly understand the response to homelessness, I decided to visit a New York outreach center right in the heart of downtown. The city's energy buzzed outside, but inside, a different story unfolded. Inside these walls, people found not just warmth and food, but a rare sense of belonging and a brief escape from the harsh realities outside. The shelter offered a moment of safety, a place where worries could pause, even if just for a night. Staff like Sarah work tirelessly, often going above and beyond, despite limited resources and the overwhelming need they face every day. Their dedication is evident in every interaction, every meal served, and every comforting word. "We're like an emergency room," Sarah explained, her voice steady but tired. "We patch people up, but can't build the homes they need." The frustration is clear, but so is the determination to help in any way possible. Still, their work is vital, restoring dignity, offering hope, and connecting people to resources that can change the course of a life. Every day, they help guests take small but important steps forward. I met David, a man whose journey from the streets to transitional housing was made possible by the center's support. His story is just one of many, but it stands as a testament to what's possible with the right help. After losing his job, David struggled to find stability, but here, he found not only a roof over his head, but also encouragement, counseling, and the resources he needed to start rebuilding his life. "They didn't give up on me," he told me, his gratitude unmistakable. That makes all the difference. For David, and so many others, that unwavering support is life-changing. These centers are more than just buildings. They're beacons of hope, shining brightly in the city's darkest corners. The staff offer more than blankets or meals. They offer encouragement, understanding, and a path forward for those who have lost their way. Real solutions start with human connection, with someone willing to listen, to care, and to help. Even small acts of compassion, a warm drink, a kind word, a gentle touch, can change a life and restore hope where it's needed most. In the heart of the city, these shelters stand firm against despair, offering not just shelter, but a chance for a new beginning. Homelessness affects everyone in a city, not just those living on the streets. For the homeless, it's a daily struggle for safety, food, and dignity. For cities, it strains emergency services, hospitals, and public spaces. The financial cost is immense, draining resources from other vital needs. Residents and business owners feel compassion, but also frustration and fear. Tensions rise, communities divide, and empathy can give way to resentment. The crisis changes a city's character, becoming a visible reminder of inequality. Tourists are often shocked, their perceptions forever altered. A city cannot truly thrive while so many are left behind. The burden is shared, and so is the responsibility to act. Faced with such a vast problem, it's easy to feel powerless, but you can help. Start by seeing people. Acknowledge them with a nod or kind word. If safe, offer practical help. Water, socks, food, or simply ask what's needed. Small gestures restore dignity and remind people they matter. Support local organizations, shelters, outreach centers, food banks, through donations or volunteering. These groups know what's needed most and use resources wisely. Take the awareness home. Share what you've seen and learned. Support policies for affordable housing, mental health care, and job training. Travel can deepen empathy. Let it inspire you to be part of the solution. Your journey doesn't end when you unpack. Every act of kindness counts. The music of these cities isn't just upbeat or sunny, it's layered with reflection and empathy. Imagine a somber melody as you walk past tents in San Francisco, or a hopeful tune as someone finds help. Music helps us feel the weight of what we see, turning urban struggle into moments of connection. The soundtrack shifts between hope and hardship, beauty and pain. It doesn't tell us what to think, but invites us to feel. The right music lingers, reminding us of the stories behind the statistics. It's the city's soul, calling us to listen with our hearts. Let that empathy stay with you, long after the journey ends. Our journey through America's cities is ending, but the lessons remain. We've seen iconic sights and the hidden struggles beneath them. Homelessness isn't a single choice. It's a web of systemic failures. Yet, amid hardship, there is hope. In Maria's resilience, David's relief, and Sarah's dedication. Hope comes from seeing the problem and the people behind it. Travel's true power is in changing us, replacing judgment with empathy. Every person has a story worth hearing. The best souvenirs are compassion and a renewed sense of shared humanity. Carry these stories with you. Let them inspire awareness and kindness. The solution begins with empathy, with seeing the person, not just the problem. Thank you for joining me.